Welcome to God Friend to Me. We're in the book of Numbers, chapter 17. Just a quick disclaimer, I'm not a pastor, I'm not a preacher. I haven't gone to seminary school, I'm just reading the Bible again for my second time. And these are my personal notes, my thoughts, and some of the things that God's putting on my heart. So just keep that in mind when you guys are listening. Aaron's staff buds. So kind of just a little quick review of what had gone on in this chapter. People keep complaining to Moses, pretty much wanting a different leader because they're not happy with what Moses is doing and how Moses is performing when Moses is actually taking everything God's telling him to do and doing it. And he has each tribe take a staff, write their name on it, and then he takes each staff, puts it in the tent, and whatever one in the morning buds is the one that is going to be the tribe or the person in charge. So everybody puts theirs in. Guess whose tribe it is? It's Aaron's tribe. So they were pretty much complaining about Aaron and Moses to begin with, and now it's just Aaron. So nothing really changed there. Then we kind of get into the duties of the priest and the Levites. These kind of go into Aaron and the Levites and them being the priests and the ones in charge of the tent. But this is one thing that I thought was cool. Sometimes God calls on us to do something, or reading, we're like, wow, God's punishing those people. And that's why they're having to do all this, because God's pretty much just putting slave labor on them, right? But this is one part I found right here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me see where this is. That tent meeting, they shall keep guard over the sanctuaries and over the altars, that there never be a wrath on the people of Israel. So pretty much it's saying that there should never be a wrath. I mean, he's putting them in these positions and these places to prevent a wrath coming to Israel. But this is the part I love right here. I give your priesthood as a gift, and any outsider who comes near shall be put to death. What he's saying is he's actually choosing them, and that's a gift. He's choosing them out of anybody. That's an honor. Like, that's one thing a lot of us don't see, is God's choosing you or maybe calling you to do something, and you're like, dude, I don't want to do that. But it's actually an honor. Think about the creator of the earth is the one calling you to do something. That's pretty big. It's pretty huge right there. So just something to keep in mind, something to think about there. I mean, the duties of the priest, the staff budding, not really too much in these chapters that I read today. It's just 17 and 18. To the Levites I have given every tithe in Israel for the inheritance. I think that's pretty cool. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Moreover, you shall speak and say to the Levites, when you have taken from the people of Israel the tithe, and then have given from them from your inheritance, then you shall present contribution from it to the Lord. It's just saying, look, God's going to provide you with all this, but don't forget to give him his offerings, and don't forget to follow the rules, and don't forget to do the things, because it's so easy once we get what we want to do what we want to do. But sometimes we have to step up and do what God's asking us to do for us to get what we want. Sometimes it's not about getting what we want, but getting what we need. And God will provide it, but sometimes we have to take that step of faith first. Sometimes we have to meet him somewhere in the middle. But one thing I thought that was pretty cool is they call it the Ark of the Covenant. Think about that. The Ark of the Covenant. The covenant between us and God. It's not between us and God, it's between God and us. He's the one who made it with us. That's his promise that he's given us. And the cool thing is that we're not recognizing when we're reading this is he kept it with him the whole time. Now think about that a little bit deeper. It's a covenant. The Ark of the Covenant is the promise that he made with us, that he kept and made with us, and he kept it there the whole time with us. Just like he does now. The promises he's telling you, he's keeping with you too, and in his presence. The covenant he kept right there. The Ark of the Covenant was right there in their presence the whole time. Nothing had changed. but we just didn't realize it. What's God been blessing you with? What's God been doing in your life that maybe you just haven't been realizing it? Maybe your eyes haven't been opened. Maybe you just have been looking at it with a different lens or the wrong point of view. What blessings has God provided you with that you have not been seeing lately? There's so many of them. It's the Ark of the Covenant. Think about that. The covenant that He gave to us, the promise that He gave to us. He kept there with them the whole time. And the only thing He did is He set aside a certain group of people, the Levites and the priest, and He said, protect this. This is our covenant. And the main reason is so our people, your people won't be hurt. The ones you love won't get hurt. That's why it's important to keep this. It's not just for some weird godly worship. It's for our protection. Here's my promise. Here's my covenant that I'm making with you. All you have to do is protect it. That's what He was asking us to do. That never hit me until today. That's all He was asking us to do, was to protect the promise He gave us. And all we kept doing was complaining. All we kept doing was complaining. All He wanted us to do was protect the promise that He gave us, and all we kept doing was complaining.